All eyes on Senator Kyrsten Sinema as Democrats try to push their $700 billion spending plan forward. Indiana Senator Mike Braun joins me now. Senator, your thoughts on where we stand? A lot was riding on Joe Manchin. He killed the bill before, but he's going for this one. Now Sinema seems to have a huge responsibility on her shoulders.
Definitely everything pivots on whatever she decides to do. And Jackie, she's been pretty coy about it. We've heard nothing here. If it delays too long, I think it would push it into maybe having to come back from the break, or she's even kind of intimated it might be, after we get back. So she holds a lot of leverage here. I get the feeling, though, that they probably did talk to her along the way, so it wouldn't be so melodramatic. But literally, since we haven't heard anything as of today, this goes another day or two. I think it could maybe be pushed back for a while.
The expectation was that possibly there would be a vote maybe Sunday, Monday. Schumer really wants to move forward with this because the sentiment or the feeling is that before Americans really understand what's in there, we need to try to move forward with the vote. Do you think that will happen?
Well, I don't think he probably has to worry about Manchin backpedaling at this point, but he would be anxious to do it. I think it all has to do with getting as much stuff out there that they can sell to kind of convince the American public that, like with your prior guest talking about shutting our energy independence down, high gas, oil prices, all the things that are out there with the border and so forth, anything they can do is something they can talk about to take our eyes off of the real issues.
Yeah, and we've also, we've been discussing the Inflation Reduction Act, the breakdown there. We also have been discussing today this new attack on the middle class with respect to IRS enforcement. American people are dealing with a lot right now as it is. They're paying more for the essentials of daily living. Rents and housing costs are going up. They're paying more at the pump still on a relative basis. I don't care what anybody says about the prices. They're still high. And then you kind of look at where we're going in the future and the rest of these essentially taxes that the administration wants to put on American people. Some people just cannot handle it.
Can't handle it. Think about some of the things they've done in the past. You go way back, the Affordable Care Act. Big government in cahoots with insurance companies. Should have been called the Unaffordable Care Act. The Rescue Plan, supposed to be about COVID, and that was just a wish list for spending things. Now, you can't call it something that it isn't. The Inflation Reduction Act, when you distill through it, all the revenues are delayed years 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The spending begins immediately, $369 billion on climate. And when you look at the one thing that will hit immediately, the tax increase on companies, and ironically, the ones that are fastest growing and creating the jobs. Those are the ones that when their book income isn't high, they've been reinvesting, taking advantage of that investment incentive. It's the wrong time to do that. I believe everybody should pay their fair share, but not when you're in a beginning of a recession. And that, Jackie, started 2, 3, 4 months ago. When I was tracking it, revenues were starting to flatten. Costs have just cascaded forward. Container prices, if you get anything from overseas, 4 to 5 times as much as what they were pre-COVID. They've got a bad scenario. They're trying to spin it.
Yeah, and I thought the objective, of course, was to strengthen manufacturing in this country. This bill will certainly hurt it, at least in the short term. Senator, great to talk with you today. Thank you.
You bet.